going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For the new viewers, my name is Slowbee. I'm here with my cousin Kyle. He has a nice meal he wants to cook up in the crock pot. So this is going to end up being an extension of Crock Pot November. We're doing it a little later because it's hunting season. We wanted to wait till the end of hunting season to actually do the video. But it's like 55 degrees out today. It's Sunday. We're having another fun day. And we decided let's get it done because nobody wants to shoot a deer when it's 55 and then have to rush to get it all cut up. So what we're working with here, I can't pronounce it right, and I'm sure if we pronounce it wrong, you're going to let us know in the comments below how to pronounce it. So I'm going to hand it over to Kyle. He's going to tell us about the dish.
So the name of the dish is called Venison Rouladen. I think that's the proper pronunciation of it. Did a little bit of research on it. Pretty much what I found is it's basically a poor man's dish, if you will, with leftovers. It's pretty simple. You slice the venison, flatten it out, roll it up with some ingredients, and then you put it in a crock pot. The history on it, I found different variations from where it actually comes from, but I'm going to say Eastern Europe. Rouladen, I believe, is more of a German word, so we'll say mainly Germany, a little bit of Russia, Poland, Czech Republic, over in that area, where it comes from. You can also use, like traditional these days is beef or lamb, but they think originally it was made with pork and venison, so we're going original with the venison.
So guys, today we're going to be fighting the wind, so we're going to try to talk a little louder. I thought this would be a great dish for the channel. It's something I've never made.
I've never made it either, and I've been waiting to do this, so it's perfect.
So what we're going to do, we're going to put all these ingredients together. We're going to pound out the venison.
We got our fire going.
Got the fire going.
Going to be cooking right outside.
Cooking with Slowbee, outdoors again. I think this is probably going to be our last nice day before winter really strikes. So let's get to it, guys. So guys, what we're working with is we got onion. We have 4 of them. We only got 2 out here. We got the grape poupon. We got the dill pickles. Some mushrooms.
For mushroom gravy.
Chicken broth. Got that bacon, guys. Seems like everything I cook bacon shows up in. Catching on? Toothpicks. And then we got the brass knuckles with the venison.
Study your hammer. Got some handy dandy work here.
Look how tender it is already though.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we're getting started here finally. We had to re-season the cast iron skillet because I was lazy this morning. We're going to start, we're going to put the bacon in there, and while I'm putting the bacon in the oven, Kyle is going to cut up some onions here. And so that's what we're working with right now. And then we'll move on after that, whatever's next.
So we're just going to semi-cook the bacon because it's what we're going to do is when we actually roll up the assembly roll, I don't want the raw bacon going on the inside of it, so we're just going to semi-cook it so it's not raw inside of the roll. So guys, we're also going to be saving the fat from the bacon. We're going to reuse the same pan to keep building flavors up. We're going to cook the bacon, save the grease. We're going to use the grease to make our roux that's going to go into our bacon mushroom gravy.
Leave a little of that fat behind for when we do this again later.
And the next step, we're going to use the same pan. Once we drain the grease, we're just going to throw in just a little bit of butter and saute up some mushrooms for the gravy also.
Alright guys, just to do a quick recap. So far Kyle cut up the onions, we got the bacon partially cooked, we got some grease for the gravy. So the next step, we're going to get some butter into that pan over there. We're going to put the mushrooms in there, and then we'll let you know what's happening next. Alright guys, so we just added the mushrooms. The next step, we're going to mix up the 2 different kinds of mustards, and then we're gonna crush out the meat or pound it out, whatever you want, whatever term you want to use. Let's do it. Hard to me.
I like it, but a lot of people don't, so I figured. So I figured we'd mix it with some spicy brown just to give it a little bit different texture and flavor to it. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Spicy brown, Grey Poupon. Mustard is disgusting.
While he's doing that, I'll go over what we're using here today. My son was gracious enough to shoot a buck in the doe on opening day this year, and he donated this meat to me for this recipe.
Kyle, did he shoot it or did he harvest it?
He shot both of it. So what we have here is out of the rear end of the deer. This is what they call the flank steak. Most people make their jerky out of this cut. It's very tender, very good meat. You can use, by the way, any cut of meat. Doesn't have to be just tender meat. You can use any cut of meat for this. What you want to do, we're going to take probably, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch cuts.
Look at that mustard, guys.
Crushing that like button.
I'm just going to tenderize it and try and flatten it out. This might be a little bit too thick, guys. First time doing this, so live and learn, right?
Guys, comment below what you think so far. Let us know. While Kyle's crushing the venison, you guys go crush that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm uploading new videos, and comment below you did all that. Let us know what you think of the video. Let us know what we could do different. Let us know what you like. In my unprofessional opinion, there's nothing better than cooking a cast iron skillet. I'm also not a professional. Look at the cameraman getting his hands dirty. I think he had it up. Good night. Next time yeah.
Alright, we're going to do the assembly, guys. What we're going to do is take a nice cut of flattened out meat. We got some olive oil in the pan ready to go. We're going to take our mustard. I'm going to cover one side of it. A couple onions. Red.
You need a little boy for your soap operas. This is your guy, Corbin.
Some bacon.
Hit us up in the comments below. Shit yourself.
Yeah, they're not yet though.
And then what we got, guys, is a kosher little baby dill pickle. I'm gonna put it on here. Grab it.
That is not what I expected. Can you break me off a piece of that? Kit Kat bar? No.
Just a Kit Kat bar.
Yeah. So guys, we realized that our meat is cut too thick. Problem that most people would be happy with. But we have to adjust it. So what we're gonna try, what I'm gonna try doing, we already cut one down the center. Made it a little thinner. Let's see if the assembly is a little bit easier.
So you just make a little roll, put 2 toothpicks through it just to use together. If you use more than 2 toothpicks, make sure you find them all before you eat.
Is this how they do it? Is it single ones like that?
Yeah.
That's not what I pictured. I pictured like cutting the roast kind of thin in half, like rolling it and then roll it out and then mash it and making like one big. I didn't realize.
I guess you could do it however you want it.
I never heard of the dish, so I didn't.
Yeah. Probably doesn't matter. Make everything your own, like I usually do. You know.
It's probably not the safest way to do things with a knife pointing out, mashing out the meat.
YOLO.
So guys, we talk about it every once in a while when it comes to the food and cooking and prepping. Patience is key. When you run into a situation like we just kind of had, take a step back for a minute and fix your issue. Unfortunately, we have a small one, so we were able to adjust on the fly and actually cut some of these pieces of meat in half, and others we can just mash out a little bit more. And that's the difference between having a thicker piece of meat and then not. So I think, what did you say, a 3/4 inch you cut them?
3/8 to half, but probably I'll go like 1/4 inch.
So we're already finding adjustments you guys can make if you try this meal. All right, guys. So we got the, say the word,
Rouladen,
all
rolled up.
up.
After we fixed our mistake, I think I cut the roast a little bit wrong, guys. It could have been a little thinner, but we got it fixed and we got them together. I think they look good.
So the next step, we're gonna, just to recap real quick. In the roll, we put a dill pickle. We put the mustard that we mixed together in there. We put the 2 different kinds of onions in the bacon. So the next step, it's going into the fire. We're gonna sear it.
A little bit of oil in the pan, guys. You're just gonna sear off all 4 sides for a minute or 2 each. Just sear it off.
So let's get to it. Guys, and once he starts sizzling, we'll come back in and check in.
So far, so good, Michael.
Look at that pan sear, guys. It only looks that good in a cast iron skillet.
On a wood-fired stove. Alright, so what I'm doing here, guys, is just scraping out the pan, all the drippings. Get the pan fairly cleaned up. Okay, what we got now, since we use the same pan, guys, we've got the bacon flavor, the mushrooms that we sauteed, you got the flavor from that, and now we have the flavor from our venison rouladen. Now we're gonna start the gravy.
This recipe is Kyle's baby. As soon as I did crock pot in November, he called me up and he said, we got to do this recipe. I've been dying to do it. And I was like, I was on board right away. Tough recipe, but I think we're doing a pretty good job for it being our first time. The things are rolled together nice. You saw already some of the adjustments we already made. So take them adjustments if you decide to cook it. And then if you do something different, please comment below, because we're new at this and we're probably gonna want to make it again. So if you guys come up with something different, it's gonna help us. Help us help you. We'll help you help us.
Alright guys, so we got our pan here with some of our drippings still in there, flavored from the pan. Remember our bacon fat? We're gonna be using that. Just scoop it out. That came out in one shot. We're gonna get that good and hot.
Guys, as always, let's go to the hospital after we eat. That's how we do it on Cooking with Slowbee. A lot of butter, a lot of bacon. Make sure you do something to take care of your health after you eat one of my meals.
You should have a disclaimer that people only watch your channel once a month or so. Or you know it. Okay, the bacon fat's pretty melted down. You want to get it just so it's melted down. You don't want to let it burn. What we're doing is we're making a roux for the gravy. It's a thickening agent. So you got all your fat in the pan melted down. You want roughly equal parts flour and fat. Start a little bit. Okay, so if you can see, guys, you want to keep it moving. You can't let it set or else it'll burn. You want it kind of pasty but not too liquidy, so it's really just, you just gotta throw in some flour if it's too thin. If it's too thick, it's kind of hard to thin it back out. So we got all the flavors from all of our stuff in the same pan, making some good homemade gravy. We have chicken stock here. You can use broth. I prefer stock because I think there's more flavor. It's more breakdown from the bones. This is where all the flavor is. So when you stir it in, you want to keep it moving and you got to incorporate.
I got the angle, Tyler.
It's color. We're going to switch up to a whisk, guys. I think. It's gonna heat up. You don't wanna get it too hot and let it boil. You wanna just let it simmer. But while it's coming together and thickening up, we have our mushrooms that we sauteed and our pan drippings. So we're gonna add those to the gravy. Stir it up good, guys, and let it cook down till you get it to the thickness you want. It's all a matter of preference, really. Some people like thin gravy, some people like really thick gravy. I don't think too many people like lumpy gravy, though. So the thickness to this is pretty good. I think I'm just going to let it come to a little simmer here, guys, and then we're good to go. We're just going to pour it on top of the stuff in the crock pot. Okay, guys, give you a close-up here. See how we just got a little light bubbling going on? You just want to give it a good stir. You're real close. We're going to pull it out and dump it on.
Ooh, with that aroma.
Okay, so there we go. We got our rolls in there with the gravy on it. Just gonna sit there and cook in the gravy. We're gonna go a couple hours at least. Get it so the venison's just falling apart nice.
So yeah, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna put the crock pot on high, cover it up. So let's get this into the vestibule. Is that what they're called? No. Let's get this into
Vestibule.
Let's get this into the crock pot holder. Get it on
That's
high.
a better word. The holder.
Noodles. Rice. It's been about 2.5 hours.
Welcome back, guys. We got our meal out. Took us a while. It smells delicious. Like I said before, it's an extension of Crockpot November. We're in December now. I don't like rice, so I went ahead and made noodles to put the gravy and the meat on. We got rice over here.
Anything's
Pasta, guys. I put my meat on the pasta, guys. I'm getting eyeballs from the camera woman. We talked about it like 2 or 3 times today. This recipe's Kyle's baby. We've been texting back and forth about it for about 2 weeks now, and it finally came to fruition. So we're gonna do our first bite, guys.
Ready?
The honor's yours.
Oh, it comes right apart. And get some of this pickle. Some gravy. Fall right apart. Oh yeah. The mustard's very faint. If anything, you taste more of the dill and the pickle. So come on, man, up.
I'm not a big fan of mustard, and when this was cooking, I could smell it, so I was breaking his balls a couple times today. So let me dig in.
It is weird having a pickle in it, guys, but it's delicious. That gravy that came out, awesome.
My pickle's lifeless.
Oh my goodness.
This is a Guy Fieri bite.
Tell me that's not a good flavor.
Guys, we cooked everything in the same pan all day, and you can tell it in the gravy. You can tell it in the meat. The pickle warmed up. I was a little worried about earlier. It brings the flavor together of the whole dish. I like buttered pasta, so you can't taste any of the game in the venison. The venison is so tender, it just breaks apart. This was a meal well earned. You know, Kyle got the hunt.
What did you think of the mustard, though?
I can't taste the mustard.
It kind of, I know it sounds gross, guys, but it cooks out. You get a little faint taste of it, but it's there.
Trust me, I wouldn't be eating it. So it's a lot of hard work. You know, they got the harvested deer and putting it together on camera. I said before, I bet if we didn't do camera time, it would probably be an hour and like 15-minute prep time if you keep on track and keep going.
And you cut the meat right. We need to work on that a little bit, but
Yeah.
it still came out great. We got them rolled up. I think it's phenomenal. You?
I love it. I like it.
The venison's just very tender. It's beautiful.
It almost reminds me of a high-end beef stroganoff type deal. So guys, Kyle, thank you for coming out and helping me today. I appreciate it.
My privilege, man.
Like I said before, comment below if you want us to do another venison meal. Let us know what you want to do. I'll find somebody with deer meat. Thank you so much for watching. We're at about 87 subscribers, so let's get to 100, guys. Help me get there. I love you all. Peace out. See you soon.